Welcome to MacVoices. This is the talk of the Apple community, and I'm Chuck Joyner. Folks, this is the MacVoices update for March 2022. I'm getting this out just a little bit earlier than normal for a couple reasons, not the least of which is that over the next few weeks I'm going to be doing some business travel and a little personal travel, and so the MacVoices release schedule may be affected just a little bit. I'm still planning on doing a regular publishing schedule if at all possible, but if things maybe come out a little bit later than expected, or if we miss a day, please just bear with me because sometimes good Wi-Fi and the proper upload speeds are just not always available, as those of you who may have gone back to traveling already know. So the MacVoices live shows also may look a little bit different. We'll have some guest hosts, but they will continue on schedule. At least that's the plan right now. And so things should not really appear to be too much disrupted from your perspective, but maybe just a little bit of off schedule. Another thing I wanted to bring up is that Adam Engst and Jeff Gamet and I recently did a MacVoices with a Colorado Mac user group, the Mac and Tech user group. And I've had a number of emails since then saying, hey, what do we do? How can we get you to come and visit our group? And that's pretty simple. Just ask. Of course, scheduling is always a challenge, especially time zone scheduling. But that said, I'm more than happy to come and talk to your group about whatever's on my mind or something they want to hear. Sometimes I can bring some of the MacVoices Live crew with me. Sometimes the schedule just doesn't fit. And Adam and I usually do a pretty good dog and pony show, which features him answering questions and me asking them. So if you'd like us at your user group, please drop me an email. Let me know. We'll work on the scheduling. Again, that can be the biggest challenge because there's never a shortage of things to talk about. Other than that, March has been a pretty quiet month. MacVoices has rolled on with a lot of really great, interesting stuff, discussions from MacVoices Live, as well as individual interviews with a number of different people, including the return of some Take Control authors. And I hope that continues through the next month and on. So with that, we'll get right to the support report this month. Not a lot of changes here from last month, but nobody at Platinum this month. At Gold, we had Web B, David G, and Frank P. At Silver, we had Baz, Craig A, Tim G, Michael D, Bruce C, Chuck P, Hal P, Daniel S. And at Bronze, we had Max C, Tom C, Brian F, Cletus H, Greg H, Clinton M, John M, and Prop P. I never get tired of thanking those folks because they are the bedrock of MacVoices support. They help keep the lights on, pay the bills, and keep bringing MacVoices to you. So I couldn't do it without them, and so thank you. Never seems quite sufficient, but it's the best I got. I'm going to finish this one off there just a little bit differently. I want to remind you all of some of the things that MacVoices does and delivers as part of our entire information package. The Patreons we just mentioned, those folks get access to the MacVoices Slack and also MacVoices After Dark. The former is our Slack channel where you can ask questions, interact with the MacVoices Live crew and some other folks, as well as each other. MacVoices After Dark are our recordings of pre-show and post-show MacVoices Live sessions that sometimes never make the airwaves. Sometimes they're entertaining, sometimes they're informative. They're always interesting at the very least. I also want to point out that I publish MacVoices Magazine, which is a collection of the best how-to tips on the web. The idea behind MacVoices Magazine is not to cover the news or any of the clickbait that's out there, but to gather up those articles that really tell you how to do something. Sometimes they may be very basic, sometimes they may be very advanced. But the point is that if you subscribe to MacVoices Magazine or check it out on the web, you are going to find actionable information on what you can do with your Mac and iPhone and iPad and Apple Watch and Apple TV, on and on and on. So please check out MacVoices Magazine. You can find links on the website, and it is best viewed, at least in my humble opinion, in Flipboard, which is where it's a native publication. Finally, I take articles from MacVoices Magazine every day and every night, I should say, and post them to both the MacVoices group on Facebook and to my personal presence and MacVoices presence on Twitter. Those articles of the day are sort of a drip to get you aware of what's out there, what's in MacVoices magazine, but also the kind of information is out there on the Mac web to help you do more with your Mac. Those are just some of the things that MacVoices does. I'll be trying to continue to remind you of some of those as we go along. But for now, let's wrap up the March update. Thank you so much for sticking with us. Really, really appreciate it. I will see you on the other side of my business travel and in the next update in April. Until then, and as always, thanks for watching. Visit MacVoices.com for show notes and to connect with Chuck on social media. Get involved in our Facebook group or like our Facebook page, and get more out of your Apple tech with MacVoices Magazine, free on Flipboard and on the web. And if you find value in it all, consider supporting us through either our Patreon campaign at patreon.com/MacVoices or by making a one-time donation via the PayPal link on our front page and in the show notes of each episode. You will join these fine people who help bring you MacVoices. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media at backbeatmedia.com. Bandwidth provided by CacheFly at cachefly.com.